Well, hey guys, welcome to today's video. Before we get into our subject today, I want to thank all of you for watching the videos and all of your comments. I read all of them, and thank you for the questions that you ask. It helps me think of new video content, different things that you might be wanting to know. And in today's video, I'm going to be answering a viewer's question. So while I'm thinking about that, I want to just ask you and encourage you to always ask questions. Put questions down below in the comments, and I'll make videos to answer your questions and answer them as thoroughly as I can. And that would just give me new ideas about things I've not talked to you about, and also just to do some more things to help you out. So if you want to leave a comment with a question, that would be awesome. Now let's get to one of our viewer questions. I'm going to answer 3 questions today, and they are all from Hyper-V 101. And I know that they're questions who people who are trying to start a backyard nursery or feel like they're stuck in the process are going to want to know the answers to. So let me throw these out here and see if I can answer them one at a time. The first question this person asked is, where would I sell my plants if I'm in a residential area? Well, that's a great question, and I live in a residential area myself. Now, this is going to vary town by town, neighborhood by neighborhood, and it depends on possibly on your zoning and how strictly your zoning is actually enforced. But the way that I sell plants from my house mostly is yard sale style. I grow all my plants in the backyard, and when we have a decent number of plants that are ready to sell and that look really nice, starting in the spring, usually late March or into April, depending on the weather, we take them around front and we have a plant sale, yard sale style. It's super easy. We advertise it on Facebook, so we have people just come to our house, park on the road, and come up in our driveway and buy our plants. And the way that we advertise it kind of assures that we don't generate too much traffic. I mean, I don't want 20 cars parked out in front of my house, and I don't have enough plants for that kind of traffic anyway. But the primary way that we sell them is in our driveway, yard sale style. Another way that we sell plants is by appointment. So when I say by appointment, let's say that I have 20 nice looking hydrangeas that are ready to sell. I will put those on Facebook Marketplace, or I'll put them on my local Facebook buy and sell groups, and I will say hydrangeas for sale, and I'll put a picture of 3 or 4 of them on there. If I have 20, I'm not going to put a picture of 20. I'm only going to put 3 or 4. I don't want people to think that I have a ton of them, because it makes people respond faster if they think you've only got a few. If they think it's scarce, they're going to respond quicker. So people will respond, and I'll set up an appointment, and they just come, one car, one person at a time. They come to my house, and they will buy whatever plants they ask for, and we'll go back and forth a little bit. But that's another way that I sell a lot of plants that way, by not having a yard sale, is just by doing it one-on-one appointments. And the third way that you can sell plants from your house if you live in a residential area is by shipping them. You can sell them online. Probably the easiest way to do that is to join Facebook groups with nursery people, greenhouse people. You can become a wholesale seller yourself, or you can sell them to the general public by having some sort of online presence. And there's all kinds of ways to get your products, your trees, whatever it is, out there to the public. I don't personally do very much of that at all, but I know that it's doable. In fact, you could sell gobs and gobs and gobs of small plants and trees from your yard without anybody even knowing that you're doing anything. So shipping is another option. The second question that was asked is it possible to grow and sell your plants to a business? And if so, who? Well, the simple answer to that is absolutely it's possible to grow and sell your plants to a business. The first and most obvious way that you might do that is by growing some small plants and selling them to a local nursery, somebody who lives close to you. I would forget the box stores. They've got huge contracts with giant nurseries all over the country. Don't even think about your box stores. Think about local nurseries in your area, or within 20 miles, within 40 miles of you. Find out what they might need. Find out what they may be willing to buy from a local grower, and maybe they'll tell you, yeah, we really need hostas, or we really need arborvitaes, or we really need boxwoods, or whatever it is, and see if it's something that you're able to grow and do for them. You may be able to acquire, 500 or 1,000 or 5,000 of those at a reasonable price, grow them out for a season or 2 seasons, and begin being someone else's supplier. So you can absolutely do that. Again, all kinds of Facebook groups you can join where there are nursery people in them who are always looking for plants to buy. Grow yourself out some plants and post them on Facebook, ask around and see who's willing to buy them. But the main thing is you have to be willing to put yourself out there. You have to let people know what you have, and that's the only way you're going to ever find buyers, be it individuals, businesses, or whatever. So this is an example of a small plant that you might sell to another nursery. This is a Rheingold arborvitae. It's just a little globe-shaped shrub. This thing will top out at maybe 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide. And these are really kind of bright yellow, really kind of gold all throughout the growing season, evergreen in color. You know, they kind of turn to this, but anyway, a small plant like that in that pot, that's a 3 or 3.5 inch pot. That plant would sell to a nursery or a retail grower for something like $2 or $2.50, something like that. Maybe a little more, maybe a little bit less, depending on your area. We propagate these here, very easy to propagate. And you know, if I had 500 of those to sell or something in this size, you might do well to just post them on Facebook Marketplace and see what kind of interest you get in them. Somebody may want to come along and buy a bunch of them from you. I would not sell a plant this size to an individual for $2. No way. I wouldn't sell that to anybody for that price unless they wanted to buy 50 of them or more, or something like that. But that being said, it's just an example. You can do this with any kind of perennials, hostas, hydrangeas, arborvitaes. Those are just some of the main plants that I deal with. But just an example, and it's just endless what you can do with plants of any size, even much smaller than this, up to, you know, trees that are large. But yeah, all from your backyard nursery, you can do it. And the last question I wanted to answer was the question, how profitable is this as a full-time gig? Well, I can't answer that. I don't do this as a full-time gig. But that being said, a backyard nursery business, and you need to treat it like a business. It's more than a hobby if you want to make any money at it at all. But a backyard nursery business can really be as profitable as you can make it. I mean, you can do it kind of the way I do it, and you can make a few $1,000s off of it each season. Or if I was more efficient with my space, if I spent more time out here, if I really got down into managing every square inch, I'm sure I could make double or triple what I make out here each season. If you have a bigger space in your backyard, I mean, I'm working in about 12 or 1,500 square feet here. If you have a larger space than that, you can make $40,000 or $50,000 or more from your backyard with just a little bit of organization, some planning, some work, some education, some thought. And when I say education, I mean just learning as you go. Teach yourself how to do it. There's really no limit to how profitable it can be. It's what kind of imagination do you have? Can you organize yourself? Are you willing to work? Are you going to be okay when you see plants die? Because plants will die and you will throw plants away. You got to be able to get through all that and be okay when things don't go well. But as far as being profitable, there's really no limit to what you can do, even in a backyard nursery. So guys, as I mentioned here in the beginning, I really appreciate the questions. Feel free to ask more. We can do Q&A more often. And also thank y'all for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching. I love all of you, and I hope you're having a great day today.